Hello, my name is Hervé Riboni. I sail around the world in the 93-94 Whitbread race. I spent 10 years as a skipper of charter catamaran sailing boat in the Caribbean. I have sailed over 100,000 nautical miles and have crossed the Atlantic 8 times. It was 8 years ago when I first heard about the flat earth, and I was convinced that it was to discredit the seekers of truth. It had been several years since I had woken up following a search of 911, and it had started with the obvious controlled demolition of Building 7. After that, I questioned absolutely everything that came from the official narrative of the Matrix. So, with my knowledge of navigation and circumnavigating the world, I was convinced that I was going to be able to debunk the flat earth theory in 10 minutes. 10 minutes turned into hours, then weeks and months. I had failed, and I had to admit that the deception went even deeper than I thought. There are a lot of elements that prove that we are not on a ball twirling in the vacuum of infinite space. To start, you just need common sense. We would walk upside down under a sphere thanks to an unproven magical force that holds back the ocean but let the bird fly away. The flight path of airline, water that always extends horizontally, shooting stars that always have a downward trajectory, the polar star which always remains centered in the rotation of the stars despite the supposed movement of the sphere in 4 different directions at impossible speeds. The time and money space agencies spend trying to deceive us, the alleged vacuum of space next to a pressurized environment without a physical barrier. There are still so many. But I think the best and easiest thing to experience the flat earth is that we see too far. We see objects that should be behind the curvature of the earth. Here in conclusion, I would say that the flat earth made me aware of our Creator. Me, who was an atheist, and suddenly he made me a better person in own respect. I think it is this aspect that the manipulators absolutely want to take away from us to deprive us of our faith.